just going to wait till everyone is logged on and comfortable. So if you give us another few seconds. It's a beautiful night in Edmonton. It's getting a little dark early, so we definitely know that fall is coming. And when I think of fall, I start thinking that I need to leave Alberta and go somewhere warm. So welcome everyone to our Expedia Cruises World Explorer event. This is going to be a 3-day event providing presentations from a variety of our preferred cruise and land suppliers. When you've entered this presentation, everyone is muted. You do have control if you want your video on and off. We also have a chat feature. If you do have questions, you can type them in the chat. We will have moderators answer them during the presentation. And if your question is not answered, please reach out to your Expedia Cruises consultant and they'll be able to assist. So my name is Lisa Anflick. I'm one of the consultants at Expedia Cruises. Our annual World Explorer event is being hosted by the 6 Expedia Cruises locations in the Edmonton area, as well as our location in West Vancouver. We are coming up to 19 months of the date the travel shut down. If you are on this call, you love to travel and probably want to start exploring the world again. Travel fulfills us. That's why we do it. And if you're like me, you are missing it. The good news is that cruising has begun. Cruise ships started to sail this past June. We have now had 4 months of ocean cruising in Alaska, the Caribbean, and Europe. And in July, river cruises also started in Europe. Cruises are operating safely with the highest health protocols, and cruising is by far one of the safest way to travel. At the end of September, we had 50% of all the cruise ship fleets back sailing. At our locations, we have had the pleasure of having clients travel, coming back with raving reviews. They were thrilled to get back on board and had the wonderful experience that only a cruise can provide. I will say that things have changed and travel is a bit more complex at this time. Now more than ever, the advice of a professional travel consultant is needed. Next slide, Vicki. Our consultants are here to help you navigate the new complexities of travel and make sure your vacation is safe and seamless. I'm always amazed when people say they book their own vacations. I always think I could change the oil in my car, I could cut my own hair, but those are things I like to leave to the experts. What you will receive when you book with an Expedia Cruises travel advisor is the following: expertise. There are hundreds of different cruise lines and cruise ships, and our travel advisors can help you choose the one that is right for you. Pricing, you will never pay less booking directly with the cruise line, and many times booking with a travel agent can get you a better price. You'll get extras. Booking with Expedia Cruises, we block group space on hundreds of sailings and can offer you better pricing and amenities such as shipboard credits that booking directly with the cruise line you will not receive. Information regarding passports, visas, entry requirements, and now more than ever, COVID test and vaccination protocols. We are here to assist in emergencies or if there are any problems. And isn't it wonderful to have the ability to have your entire vacation planned and monitored by one person? If you are ready to travel, we are ready to help. We believe the time is now. We know for some of you, the time is not right to travel at this moment, but the time is now to plan for 2022, 2023, and even into 2024. Studies have shown that approximately 40% of the pleasure of a trip comes from planning it. There's a great deal of pent-up demand, and we have all missed many seasons of vacations. Tours and cruises are filling up, and in some cases, space is limited. Last year has been challenging for all of us. And when I think back, one of the things that makes me smile is the thought of where do I want to go next? We have all heard the term bucket list. I think for 2021, that has now changed to be a to-do list. I can't wait to start traveling again. Time has passed, and like you, I have much to make up for. Whatever your dreams are, our Expedia travel advisors can help them come true. We are committed to finding you the best value for your travel dollars, and we are more than just cruises. Our name, Expedia Cruises, Air, Land, and Sea Vacation. We can help you plan all the components of your trip, and best of all, we're located in your neighborhood so you can shop local. So sit back and relax, and let's start exploring the world and dreaming of your next vacation. Our first presenter today is Vicki Lubick, Director of Sales, Western Canada from Paul Gauguin Cruises, talking about one of my favorite destinations, Tahiti. Welcome, Vicki.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you all so very, very much. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk a little bit more about French Polynesia and, of course, Paul Gauguin Cruises. And absolutely thrilled to be saying that we are in the water. We've resumed sailing. So French Polynesia opened up earlier this year, opened up in June, but our first sailing is September 25th is the first time that we've been back in the water. And we are getting, as you said, Lisa, rave reviews. So all the reviews coming in are just absolutely fabulous, which is just great to hear. So I want to tell you a little bit about French Polynesia as well as Paul Gauguin Cruises. The islands are, the official name is French Polynesia, but often you hear us refer to them as the islands of Tahiti. And it's a little bit confusing because Tahiti is actually the name of one of the islands, but it's a group of 118 islands. They take up an area in the ocean the size of Europe, but the land mass is only the size of Prince Edward Island, right? So very little land mass and lots of space. And you might not realize, if you know where Hawaii is north of the equator, Tahiti is south of the equator, the same distance. It's only a direct nonstop 8-hour flight out of Los Angeles. In our pricing, we always include that 8-hour flight. But do you know that Tahiti in a year receives the same amount of tourists as Hawaii does in just 7 days? So that's what it's really all about, is just this beautiful, unspoiled paradise. Now, why Paul Gauguin Cruises? Well, we are the industry leaders. We've been in French Polynesia for more than 20 years. Our ship was purposely built for French Polynesia, so it has a shallow draft, and the draft is more or less the amount of ship underneath the water. But that gives us the ability to get up close like this. And the secret to our success is the size of the vessel, because it's large enough to offer a luxury experience. It's almost 20,000 tons, but small enough to get close into the islands like this. So just over 300 guests on board maximum. I'm not going to bore you with health protocols, but I'm sure there are some people wondering about what's happening with the health protocols. Just know anything that the World Health Organization or CLIA, the Cruise Industry Association, has possibly thought up, we are exceeding that. And your travel advisor, that's one of the great things about working with Expedia advisors, is they know their stuff. And they'll be able to advise you on what the protocols are for any particular destination or cruise ship that you're planning on. So just refer to them when it's time to travel, and be ready. You're going to see protocols in the next little while will continue to change. One of those fluid is one of those words we've had to adjust to in the last little while. We do have a sail with confidence policy, and that allows our guests until 30 days before they travel to pay their final payment. So you can cancel at up to 31 days prior for any reason, and your deposit would go towards a future travel credit. So it gives you the confidence and the ability to decide quite late. We are seeing a lot of advanced booking, which is great, especially for 2022. I'm definitely seeing pent-up demand. Now, just a little bit about the vessel, 326 guests. You might hear, sometimes we say 332, but part of this is part of the protocols, but 1 to 1.5 to guest ratio. So that just talks to the high level of service we have. So if you've been on other luxury brands, it would be a typical sort of service that you would see, or a crew to guest ratio that you would see on board. Now, life on board, really it's thanks to our all-inclusive pricing that our guests arrive and everything is taken care of. So everything from all of your dining, all of your beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, as well as your alcoholic beverages. And we have top shelf liquors, a great selection of wines, and open bar throughout. Also, even the gratuities are included, so you don't have to even you get this wonderful, amazing service, and you don't have to worry about coming up with gratuities at the end. Even 2 private retreats we have, and I will show you our motus that we have where we have beach days as well. So this is a picture of the Gauguins. So Gauguins are a troupe of Polynesians that we have on board, and they make this an authentic Polynesian experience. They are multi-talented entertainers who greet you when you arrive. They're hostesses. They love to spend time with the guests, and they will do all kinds of crafts and sing and dance. It's a very natural thing. The Polynesian people are some of the most lovely, amiable people you can ever imagine meeting. And they're extremely proud of their history and their culture. And they love to, like I say, sing and dance and talk about their history and their culture. So as much as we want you to bring you to French Polynesia, we want you to really experience it in an authentic way and really feel like you understand the destination. We do have multiple dining venues that are included in the cost, so there's no alternative additional charge for alternative dining. And open dining, so you dine where you want, with who you want, when you want. And some of the smaller venues that we have, al fresco dining, so outdoor dining. This one at the bottom here is La Grill, and that one in Bora Bora, we take it out under the stars by the pool, which is amazing. And the restaurant at the top is La Veranda, and it has a beautiful outdoor area, lots of big windows on the ship, so you can always see the islands. And here it is a French-inspired menu in the evenings, a degustation menu, which is like a tasting menu. And the menu is overseen by Jean-Pierre Vagato, who's a Michelin star chef. And our main dining room, we have open in the evenings, and just a wide array of choices of dining. You do want to take a picture of everything because it looks so amazing, and then it tastes wonderful as well. And lots of choices. We encourage you to have a soup, salad, an appetizer, an entree, cheese cart, dessert, and then again, open bar. So lots of dining choices as well. If you want to dine in your stateroom, you can be served course by course in your stateroom, no additional charge. We have a barbecue on our motu that's included. We have high tea every day that we offer. We have an early risers breakfast as well, with a fantastic smoothie bar and pastries. And so lots and lots of dining experiences on board. And I know many of you have probably cruised before. And most cruise lines will tell you that their crew are great. I'm just telling our crew are absolutely exceptional. Anyone who has sailed with us will tell you that. They will remember your name, and they'll remember how you had your steak cooked the night before and that you had strawberries on your cereal. They just love to anticipate guests' needs and make it a very, very special experience for each and every guest. Now we have performances every evening. They are authentic Polynesian type of performances. We have a couple other, we have a cruise show that we do that's a lot of fun. And there's a Broadway night usually on board as well. But most of the time it's authentic Polynesian experiences or performances. So this is an example of the Gauguins with a heartfelt performance that they talk about the art of Paul Gauguin. And again, lots of singing and dancing. So it could be this or a cappella singers. We do bring on other performances in the islands. One example is in Huahine. We bring on the children and they sing and they dance to, and they're just absolutely adorable. So typical on every sailing, we'll bring on different types of performances as well. And we have incredible lectures. Every sailing has maybe a marine biologist or a whale and dolphin expert or anthropologist. So every single sailing, but then on many sailings, we bring on additional guest hosts. So that could be lots of wine and food themes. And this would be an example of a photography cruise that we have. So your travel advisors at Expedia can tell you far in advance who the guests might be on any particular sailing that you're interested in. I do want to focus a bit on our dry dock that we had in February of this year. Now, the amazing thing is we haven't been able to get to Tahiti to take pictures of the ship. So I don't have a whole heck of a lot of pictures of the dry dock, but next time I'm here, I'm sure I will. And if you reach out to your travel advisors in the next couple of weeks, I'll make sure that they have up-to-date new photos as well. But there was a few things we did. Most importantly was environmental upgrades. And Paul Gauguin Cruises is now owned by Panaud. Panaud is the only cruise company that sails under the French flag. And they have 13 ships. All of their ships are small capacity and they're on the cutting edge of technology and environmental preservation. So as you can imagine, preserving these pristine environments are so important. And we want to minimize the impact on the environments that we're sailing into, you know, especially when we've been in French Polynesia for so long. So the first thing that we did was eliminate the use of heavy oil fuel, and also committed to offsetting 150% of our carbon emissions, which is very important. And then in terms of the soft goods, we call them, in the staterooms and in the suites, all of the public areas were upgraded. And the vision of this renovation was to enhance the elegance on board and keep it with a casually elegant, sort of fresh style on board. I mentioned before in the dining rooms, you can see the large windows. And here what we've done with the color palette is kind of take the colors from outdoors and bring them on board the ship. And so the ship just really feels like it belongs right in French Polynesia. One of the other things we've done here now is incorporated traditional artwork, and that's very important as well. We even have a museum, a virtual museum on board with 150 Paul Gauguin paintings, which are Paul Gauguin, of course, the French Impressionist painter, is our namesake. Most people are so super excited about complimentary Wi-Fi. You know, this is just something new that we've added. Keep in mind, when you're out in the middle of the South Pacific, you don't get the Wi-Fi. The bandwidth isn't quite as fast as it is sometimes in North America. And marina off the back of the ship, so all the water activities, the paddleboarding and the kayaking are included right from the marina. Typically the water, the ocean in French Polynesia is this calm seas like this, so it's very easy to paddleboard and kayak. And the ecosystem in French Polynesia is some of the most rich marine life you can ever imagine seeing, and we have lots of opportunities to see the underwater world as well as excursions up into the island. We have a PADI certified dive program on board. There is an additional fee for diving, but we have dive masters right on board the vessel. So you go out from the marina right out to do your scuba diving. I mentioned that we have 2 private retreats. Motu Mahana is in, Motu is a little islet in Polynesian. And this is where we have our beach day. The water here is 28 degrees year round. It's crystal clear, bathwater warm. We have this lavish barbecue, open bar, everyone's drinking out of coconuts. It's really a highlight for a lot of our guests, and all the activities from the ship here as well. And then in contrast, in Bora Bora, we have a beach with just sand and trees and a bar, that's it. It's you may have heard they say that Bora Bora, or French Polynesia, actually has a painter's palette of blues, and you can certainly see this from the Motu here. When you look out over into Mount Otamanu, which is this iconic view, you can see the beautiful blues of the ocean, and you see that when you're flying over as well. Now, I don't have time tonight to talk about each of our itineraries, so I just want to highlight the various itineraries that we do. We have a 7-night itinerary that is kind of the quintessential French Polynesia. We overnight in Bora Bora, we overnight in Moorea, so very port intensive, and then we kind of build from there. From there, we'll sail into the Tuamotus on a 10-night itinerary, the Cook Islands on an 11-night itinerary. Cook Islands are popular with a lot of Canadians because they like the idea of the New Zealand Maori kind of combination with French Polynesia. Marquesas are so remote, they have their own ecosystem, so there's plants and animals that only live in the Marquesas. And our longest itinerary that we were doing for 2022 is this 13-night itinerary that it sold out within about a month. and you go across 4 very different archipelagos into Tonga, which if you're a bucket list collector, Tonga is a very difficult destination to get to. It's the only group of islands in French Polynesia or islands in the South Pacific that wasn't colonized by the Europeans. So it has its own monarchy. I have a sneak peek for you at 2023. This isn't even available for sale yet. I don't even know the pricing on it yet, but just talk to your travel advisor. They will have this schedule. I'll make sure that they have it for you by tomorrow. But if you look at it, we're focusing very much on longer itineraries because that's what was popular in 2022. And we have the Fiji itinerary as well as a Fiji to Bali itinerary, which is going to be super, super cool. But just talk to your travel advisor and let them know that you're interested, and we'll make sure you get the advance notice on that. And I'll tell you why you want to be able to book early with us when I talk about our pricing. We have a Polynesian blessing ceremony on board if you're celebrating an anniversary or a honeymoon. And we do a children's program. We allow children year round, but we have kids programs July and August and in December. And lots of pre and post your travel advisors. That's a great reason to talk to the Expedia folks because they know French Polynesia and they can recommend for you hotels and pensions and pre and post stays as well. Really quickly, I want to tell you about dynamic pricing. What that means is we come out with the lowest price as soon as we come out with our pricing. Last year we had 30% off plus 10% off for Canadian residents. What that meant is our prices started at $3,700 US. That includes the air out of Los Angeles, as I mentioned. And usually or quite often includes overnight hotels, and it always includes the transfers as well if you take our air. If you don't need our air, we have an air credit that it's at least about $1,500. So I just wanted to throw out that pricing because I don't want you to think we're expensive. Just remember how all-inclusive we are. We're a year-round destination. So 28, 30 degrees year-round. We get a little bit more rain in November till about the end of February. So if you're worried about rain, maybe kind of skirt around those months, but we get less rain than Hawaii does in that time as well, just to give you an idea. So always lots of sunshine. It's rare that we get multiple days of rain. Usually what happens is beautiful, and then we get a little bit of rain, like a torrential rain for about a half hour, and then it clears off November till about the end of March. So I do want to say Meru means thank you. I appreciate so much working with Expedia. I've worked with you all for many, many years, and I can truly say that you are the experts. And please reach out to me. I look forward to seeing you on board Pogogan Cruises really soon. Thanks again.
Thank you, Vicki. Oh my. I think everybody is just sitting here going, oh my God, I really want to go. And that's probably the first destination that I want to go to, because you are right. I mean, the water, even, I can't tell you, the water in the pictures doesn't even do it justice. It is just that much more beautiful. So thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you for joining us this evening for this first presentation. We do have other presentations coming. Just want to remind you that travel is starting, and it really is the time to start thinking about where you want to go. And I really liked what Vicki said in terms of pricing, because booking early will get you the best choice of staterooms or suites, as well as the best pricing. And Vicki, I had people that booked quite early in the dynamic pricing and then wanted to bring friends later, and their friends were going to be paying much more. So it really is definitely a value.
Well, Lisa, can I just say, I think I have a couple seconds here, but I just want to say, I looked at our February 9th sailing in January of this year. From January till September, the price increased $1,440 US. So there's a definite advantage to booking early.
Absolutely. And, based on that too, the booking policies, the flexible booking policies that the cruise lines such as Paul Gauguin have put in. So you really don't have any risk in terms of your investment. So I want you to all remember, we've lost 2 years of vacations. There is high demand, and we're definitely seeing some shortages and definitely pricing going up. So thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate the time that you've given us tonight. We appreciate your past travels. We look forward to having you with us and allowing us to book future trips for you. Please reach out to your Expedia Cruises travel consultant. Vicki, if you can just put up the next slide. and if you have any questions, and we can help you start your next vacation. There is one question, Vicki, if you'd be kind enough to answer. Best months to travel to Bora Bora?
Well, like I say, it's always, it's a year-round destination. I think it really in terms of rain. If you're worried about rain, if getting rain is going to spoil your vacation, then avoid even October till about the end of March. But the rest of the year, it's always beautiful temperature.
Okay, all right. And you know what? Even if there's a little bit of rain, it's a lot nicer than snow, which is what we have here through October to March.
Yeah, they call it liquid sunshine, right?
Liquid sunshine, exactly. All right. So if you do have some questions, you can reach out to your Expedia Cruises consultant. Please remember to follow us on Facebook. Also, each location has a YouTube channel where this and all the presentations that we've done, our regular Thursday night travel talks, will be recorded there. So thank you again, Vicki, for joining us. Our next guest will be Soran Prasad from GoAway, featuring South America. We're going to start at about 7:30, so you've got about 5 minutes if you want to refresh your glass of wine or your cup of coffee. And I think we should also maybe make this a little bit fun. So how about let's do a couple poll questions. Vicki, good night, my dear. We'll talk to you again soon. So, all right, everybody, thank you. And let's just think about what we want to look forward to. So what are you looking forward to seeing from your balcony on your next trip? Glaciers, palm trees, cityscapes, or water everywhere? And we'll give you just a couple seconds to answer the poll. It looks like palm trees and water everywhere. I think all of us want to get into some beautiful, beautiful weather. Not too many people want to do glaciers. Right. And I think we have another poll question coming up. Oh, I love this one. When I go to try on my vacation clothes, if I were to try them on today, they are pretty roomy, they felt wonderful, a little bit snug, or damn COVID. And we'll give everybody another few seconds to answer. Okay, I guess we've all been doing the COVID things. Many people have asked me as a travel advisor, it has not been an easy time with us booking and canceling and booking and canceling and spending time trying to get people home when this first started. And I always say my saving grace was wine and chocolate. So I think I'm not the only one. If I had to put on my vacation clothes right now, they would be a little bit tight. All right. Oh, this is a good one. I don't even think I know where my passport is. So if you do know where your passport is, has it expired? Yes or no? Or I haven't used it in so long that I don't know. And most of us still have our passports. I think part of that is the fact that we do have 10-year passports. I will encourage you, however, to just check on that, because the passport offices have been closed or slowed down. So if you do need to renew your passport, you want to start it early. How many cruises? Let's see how experienced our audience is. How many cruises have you sailed on? 0 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 9, 10 plus, or 20 plus? All right, I think we have a lot of very, very experienced travelers. The number one is 20 plus. That is absolutely fabulous. And how many of us are just dying to get back to it? All right. I think that might be it for sorry. In the next 3 years, one last question. In the next 3 years, how many trips do you want to make up for? You might have been booked and canceled. You might have thought about booking, but decided to hold off. You might have thought, maybe I'll wait a little while. Sometimes it was you that canceled. Sometimes it might have been the tour operators or the cruise lines. So in the next 3 years, how many trips do you plan to make up for? 1 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 9, or how many people want to do 10 or more? I think everybody's gone to fill up their wine. Okay, we don't seem to be having any results.
Sorry, that poll did not work for us. So
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to close that off. And I think we're probably just about ready to begin our second presentation. So welcome, everyone. If you were on earlier, I'd love to have you stay with us and just let you know that we're glad to have you with us. We want to talk about travel. And this is our World Explorer event. And we will be hosting for 3 days, providing presentations on a variety of our preferred cruise and land suppliers. On this presentation, everyone is muted. You do have control of your video if you want to turn it on or off. If you do have any questions, we have a chat feature and you can put your questions in the chat. We'll be happy to answer them. There will be moderators answering them during the presentation. And if your question is not answered, please reach out to your Expedia Cruises consultant and they will be able to help you. My name is Lisa Anthlick. I am one of the consultants at Expedia Cruises, and this annual World Explorer event is being hosted by our 6 Expedia Cruises locations in the Edmonton area, as well as our location in West Vancouver. It's been a long 19 months that travel has shut down. And if you're on this call, you love to travel and probably want to start exploring the world again. Travel fulfills us. That's why we do it. And if you're like me, you're missing it. There's good news, however. Cruising has begun. Cruise ships started to sail this past June. We've now had 4 months of ocean cruising in Alaska, the Caribbean, and Europe. River cruises have also started in Europe. Cruises are operating safely with the highest health protocols, and cruising is by far one of the safest ways to travel. At the end of September, there were 50% of cruise ship fleets back in the water. In our locations at Expedia Cruises, we have had passengers who have recently sailed to Alaska or the Caribbean. They came back with raving reviews. They were thrilled to get back on board and have the wonderful experience that only a cruise can provide. Travel is going to become a little bit more complex as we continue on. Now more than ever, the professional advice of a travel consultant is needed. Our consultants are here to help you navigate the new complexities of travel and make sure your vacation is safe and seamless. It's interesting. I always find that people will say to me that they booked their own vacations. And I sit back and I think there are lots of things that I could do on my own. I could change the oil in my car. I could cut my own hair, but I'm sure I wouldn't do a great job. I want to go to a travel or a professional for that. In the same way you want to go to a travel advisor to help you with your vacations. What you will receive when you book with Expedia Cruises travel advisor is the following: our expertise. There are hundreds of cruise lines and cruise ships, and our travel advisors will help you narrow down to what is the best cruise for you, because one size doesn't fit all. Pricing: you will never pay less booking directly with the cruise lines. Many times, booking with a travel advisor will give you a better price. Extras: at Expedia Cruises, we block group space on hundreds of sailings and can offer you not only the better pricing, but amenities such as shipboard credits that if you book directly with the cruise line, you will not receive. We also will be able to give you information regarding passports, visa, entry requirements, COVID tests, vaccination protocols, all that's even more important nowadays. We are here to assist in emergencies and any problems. We are there 24/7 to back you up. And you'll have the ability to have your entire vacation package planned and monitored by one person. If you are ready to travel, we are here ready to help. And our motto is, the time is now. But we do know that some of you, the time is not right to travel now, but the time is now to plan 2022, 2023, and even 2024. Studies have shown approximately 40% of the pleasure of a trip comes from planning one. There is a great deal of pent-up demand. We have all missed many seasons of vacations. Tours and cruises are filling up, and in some cases, space is limited. Last year's been very challenging, and what keeps me smiling, other than wine and chocolate, is the fact of thinking about where do I want to go next. The term bucket list is now gone. It is now a to-do list. I can't wait to start traveling again. Time has passed, and like you, I have much to make up for. Whatever your dreams are, our Expedia Cruises travel advisors can help them come true. We are committed to finding you the best value for your travel dollars. We are more than just cruises. Our name is Expedia Cruises, air, land, and sea vacation. We can help you plan all the components of your vacations, and best of all, we are in your neighborhood. So sit back and relax. Let's start exploring the world. And in this situation, we are looking at Go Away, featuring South America, and we are talking about land vacations. So let's welcome our guest host with us, Saran. Hello, Saran.
Hi, can you all hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to jump right in, I guess. Okay, I'm going to start. So look at our partnership. Our logos are the same color. I know you have all the phone numbers there, but I just had it on my screen. Just a little bit about Go Away. This might be a repeat for some of you, but those of you who don't know, Go Away is 51 this year. Let's see if there we go, there's the screen. That's our owner and CEO and founder, Bruce Hodge. For those of you who don't know, he's Australian, but he's Canadian now. He started the company in 1970, then brought along his wife, and then he had 2 children, Rowan and Adam, who also work for the company. One thing with Go Away Travel, what we do is customize itineraries. We sell outside of North America. What we do best is pre and post. So we love Expedia Cruises. You guys do all the stuff on the beautiful waters, and we like doing stuff before and after. Especially when you travel internationally, we like customizing to your budget, your timeline, what you want to do. So we do it quite fast, and we work very well with Expedia. I'm going to move on to the next slide here. This is a brand new brochure. It's an online brochure. So if you want to get e-brochure, just let your Expedia Cruise consultant know, and we can send it out to you via virtual. Hopefully we'll print it up by next year. This is only temporary. It's the new next journey of your best Go Away travel. We used to have 6 brochures, so we merged them all into one. And of course, South America is featured in here. Now, of course, here's a map of South America. I'm going to focus on specifically a country that is hot. Well, inquiries are coming in is Peru. But the 2 countries that are currently right now open for travel is Peru and Ecuador. The other ones, Chile, Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, they're all slowly picking up. But I thought I would focus more on Peru just because of my time frame. Because it's so hard to talk about every little country in just a short time. But as you can see on the map, the other country that is popular is Ecuador with the Galapagos Islands. Easter Island, and as I mentioned, Argentina, Chile, they're all slowly picking up. Brazil was picking up, but it will probably pick up a little bit more come next quarter of next year. So moving on to Peru, just to show you a picture here, the orange is the water. It's the Pacific Ocean. The yellow is the coastline, which is 12% of the land. Highlands, which is 20% of the land, that's where you're going to find the famous landmark of Machu Picchu and Cusco. And the green is 60%, more than half of the land is the Amazon rainforest. Population is just under 30 million. So you understand its population is almost as big as Canada, a little bit smaller than Canada. The language is, of course, Spanish, and the currency is solo, which US dollars is widely used. People always, I like maps just to get a more of a visual. So I've been very blessed. I've been to Peru twice. The first time I did fly by Los Angeles. It's 8.5 hour flight from Los Angeles to Lima, Peru. Now, of course, there's all gateways that we sell all across Canada, Alberta, and British Columbia. And my second time I flew, it was Air Canada Rouge, flying from Toronto. And Toronto to Lima, Peru is 8 hours. And as you can tell on the map, it's the same time zone. Toronto and Lima. So only 2 hours ahead of Alberta and 3, of course, from BC. That's important because I was in a jet lag when I came back home. When you go over the ocean, you get more jet lag, and which is great when traveling to South America. The other thing I want to talk about when going to Peru, also Ecuador and other countries in South America, people don't realize where the Andes Mountains are, the continent is quite high elevation in a lot of places. So for Machu Picchu, it's not, and some people might giggle as I say this, but some people might not know. When I learned about Peru years ago, I didn't know much. I thought, oh, if I go on a cruise, I can just do a day trip to Machu Picchu. Well, no, you can't. It's a 3 to 4 day process to get to Machu Picchu. And this slide will show you why. You see on the bottom left here, it says 177 feet. That's Lima, Peru. Of course, it's sea level. To get to Machu Picchu, the gateway is Cusco, which is I believe it's the second or third largest city in Peru. That's the gateway. And as you can tell, when you get to Cusco, it's 10,000 feet above sea level. This is why we recommend that before you go off on your aircraft to Peru, to Lima, you want to ask your doctor about elevation pills. I believe they're called Diamox pills. You usually take them 24 hours before you fly into Cusco. Once you get into Cusco, you do a few nights in Lima, you get into Cusco, you then either stay a few nights in Cusco and then you drive down to Sacred Valley. As you can tell, the elevation gets a little bit lower, I should say. This is where you stay for 2 nights and then you take the train from Sacred Valley to Machu Picchu. By that time, you're acclimatized and you're used to the altitude and you can run around Machu Picchu. That's why it's so important. When you book with GoAway, we will not book you straight away to Machu Picchu. It will take you 2 to 3 days. And the nice thing is, as you get to, on your way to Machu Picchu, you get to experience a little bit of Cusco and Lima, Peru. These are just another map I want to show you. Of course, Lima, and then flight over to Cusco. It's about an hour and a half to get to Cusco. Now, if you want to drive, it's about 18 hours. I wouldn't recommend it, but we do a lot of flights. And then as you can see, Cusco, you get to Sacred Valley and then over to Machu Picchu. I put the map in there too, so you can see how close Ecuador is. So it's a very popular duo of those 2 countries. Mind you, you do need, I would suggest at least 2 weeks to really enjoy, even longer, to enjoy both countries. So of course, that's me there, trying to ride a bike. When you get to Lima, Peru, which is the capital city along the coast, usually the flight, if I remember correctly, even from LA and Toronto, we came in the evening. So you go to bed, the next morning, we kind of make you do a bit of the city tour. I mean, you don't want to stay in the hotel, you want to experience a beautiful country. So one of the tours that I did is we rode a bike all over downtown and we sampled food everywhere. The gentleman on the left, yes, that we did eat that fish. He made ceviche, which is delicious. That's a really important diet, not important, it's a very common diet in the Peruvian, is fish, potatoes, corn, quinoa. Those of you who don't know, quinoa, it all started in Peru. Yeah, they knew this about the superfoods years ago. This is I love the vegetables. I had an avocado, which is 4 times the size of what we get here from, I think they come from Mexico. And there's that Superstore Safeway, 4 times the size, and there wasn't a seed in it. Absolutely delicious. The whole country of Peru is an organic farm. I don't know, it's something to do with the soil in Peru. Example, 4,000 potatoes in the world, 3,000 of those potatoes you're going to find in Peru. 400 types of corn, 300 of those corns are going to be found in Peru. Of course, we did the city tour. I always like the colonial. You got a little bit the old Spanish style feel, and then you also have the modern. These are pictures of the Parliament building. I took a picture, of course, of the cathedral. This is the main square, which I like because you can tell the great Spanish architecture, and then behind them, the tall buildings, you get a bit of the modern feel of Peru. That's just my view from when I stayed at the Westin in Peru. Beautiful coastline. Remember, it's along the Pacific Ocean. So here is the highway that goes all along the coast. That's the Pacific Ocean. And on top here, you see the, of course, a lot of these are condos, some residential buildings. So they get the most amazing sunsets in Lima. This is another district area for restaurants. Now, as I mentioned, they have all these types of food because everything's locally grown, to their fish, to their, you can't even try alpaca. I didn't try it, but one of the girls in my group did, and they said it tasted better than beef. So I just couldn't eat one because I held one of the baby alpaca early in the day, but it's something you want to try. It's when you go to a destination, you want to try the local foods, accustomed to the culture. Speaking of food, it's not only Peruvian food. Peruvians are foodie people. They make the best pasta and pizza. Anything from to your fast food, to your high-end Michelin restaurants, you will find in Peru. This is just a picture of my sunset that I did. The other thing that's very important that you should try to do if you do get a chance is go visit the Larco Museum. Absolutely stunning. Over, I think it was 4,000 artifacts of Peruvian, local Peruvian artifacts. They also house other countries in South America here. What we usually do is we do if you want to do a lunch, because there is a restaurant attached to the museum, and then after you can visit the museum, or you can do the museum and then do a dinner options. We always offer the both. Again, another map because I'm a map girl. So after you visit Lima, Peru, you're on sea level, you're going to fly up to Cusco. In Cusco, you can tell the landscape, the town is very different. So when we landed there, there was a little bowl at the airport of cocoa leaves. So I ate the pill, the Diamox pill, which is fine, but everyone was chewing on these cocoa leaves, of course. Cocoa leaves, you can have cocoa leaves, cocoa tea, cocoa gum, cocoa gummy bears, cocoa candy. Now keep in mind, you can't bring any of those products back to United States or Canada. So drink all the cocoa tea you like. And why do people chew the cocoa leaves? Because you're 10,000 feet above sea level. So it makes you acclimatize. The local people, they're just chewing cocoa leaf. It's very healthy for you, but just remember you cannot bring it back. Beautiful cathedral. These are the local Andes women. They all wear all these custom dresses. I love it because you see them everywhere. They're very proud. This is where you get more of the old school of the Peruvian. You won't get this in the big city in Lima, Peru, but you will get this in Cusco. Cusco probably has more tourism and tourists that come. Lima is just always like a little stopover, but you'll get more people, tourists, I should say, in the Cusco town. Make sure you get to hold and pet a baby alpaca. That's a baby sheep on the left, and on the right, that's a teenage alpaca. Local, of course, things to buy. Best thing to buy, of course, is alpaca wool, or a blanket or a shawl, which is great for Canadian winter. Also, pisco sour, that's their national drink. Absolutely a must. You have to try it there. Great for duty free. And coffee. Coffees are really good by the coffee in Peru is absolutely yummy. I like a nice dark roast. It's quite yummy. Their coffee. More pictures here. I'm just going to kind of skim through, but you can tell the landscape is very hilly in Cusco more than Lima. So not that you have to be physically fit. Now keep in mind, I've taken people from our group. That's a picture of the square. Everywhere in Latin America, a good chunk of cities in Latin America, the major cities always have the main square, that's where everyone refers to. Yeah, I'll meet you in the main square. That's where the parliament buildings are, city hall, the cathedrals. That's a picture of me in the restaurant where we're overlooking the square. And you can tell in the background here, all the houses with the red brick. So again, very different compared to Lima. This picture is our group, but you can tell even in the background, look at all the houses. It's a very beautiful landscape in Peru. This time when we went, of course, we're all drinking mimosas. We went in April in 2000, and I think it was 19. And we did a cooking class. So the day that we left back from Lima, we had all morning. So we booked a cooking class. And if it's not really, if we're cooking, we're making chocolate. So remember, everything you probably know that will probably grow in Peru. So they grow their own cocoa. And we made it from scratch. It was quite a very unique experience. So as you're in Cusco, depending if you want to stay overnight in Cusco, what we did, we headed down to the Sacred Valley. So we're going down, as you're going down to the Sacred Valley, we did some tours. This is the beautiful salt ponds in Moray. If you ever heard of Peruvian salt, they don't sell it as much outside of Peru because they don't make as much, but there's over 400 salt ponds here in this photo here. And all the local restaurants in Peru use this salt. That's why I'm telling you, Peru is a foodie destination. It is absolutely delicious and everything's very healthy because everything's organic. So on our way, we're heading towards the Sacred Valley. I'm going to try to say this, or Talatambo. And I'm sure I said it incorrectly. Oh, I thought, do you have a question? Oh, keep going. You're muted, Lisa, but I'm going to keep going.
Sorry, I just wanted to let you know you've got just a couple minutes left.
Oh, okay, perfect. So Sacred Valley, I'm going to move through it quickly. This is the town where you catch the train. There's a train track. We're on our way to Machu Picchu. Look at the train. Even the train is an experience because you're driving through Sacred Valley and you get to the lush land of Machu Picchu. Remember, Machu Picchu is on the borderline of the rainforest. So you notice it's very lush. The other thing I want to mention here, this is my picture. This is not Photoshop. This is me, my picture. This is our group. So as you go to Machu Picchu, I highly recommend that you can do it self-guided, but I would strongly recommend you do it with a guided tour. They tell you all the history of what Machu Picchu was, how it was built, and how it was hidden from the Spanish. This is not my photo, this is a stock photo. But for those of you who don't know, in 1911, you'll see this plaque. Hiram Bingham is the one that discovered it. As you get off the train, usually you can overnight there. That's what we recommend. But at the very bottom here, the train is there. You take the bus and you go up this little zigzag road on the little bus. And if you see in the middle there, you see a little building with the green rooftop. That's the entrance into Machu Picchu. Now, keep in mind, there's no bathrooms or restaurants or little pit stops in Machu Picchu. So we recommend you use the bathroom beforehand because we'll be there about 3 to 4 hours. You can pack a little light lunch. Absolutely, you can. This is my first time to Machu Picchu. And there's going to be hundreds of opportunities for you to take pictures. So if you feel like, oh, this is the best shot, as you keep rocking on, there's going to be tons of opportunity. These other locals that live at Machu Picchu, the land, I always say, wow, look how beautifully landscaped it is. It's because they're just mowing the lawn, they're eating all the grass. And you will see them as you're walking. Remember, it's quite narrow where you walk. You have to really keep attention. That's why I would suggest you do with a guided tour, because next thing you know, they'll be just like walking right past you. This is my second photo here. But no, that worked out really good because the last slide I'm going to show you again is a map of South America. Keep in mind, Peru is the one that we're getting most inquiries for and is a popular pre and post destination for cruising. And then Ecuador is the other one, but maybe I can do Ecuador another time for training. And, you know, we do, of course, South America. We do other countries all across outside of North America. There's a little map. But if there's any questions that come up, if they come up now or later, please let your consultant know. I can always answer them later and get back to you. But that concludes my little presentation.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, your pictures are absolutely fabulous. Thank you for sharing with us. There are a couple questions in the chat box. What are the heights of the waves when traveling in this area throughout the year? Is somebody thinking, I'm not sure if that's if you're thinking about
because of my picture, when you're in Lima, maybe that was that picture when you're along the coast, it's not necessarily swimmable beach, but yes, it is quite rough waves. I don't know, I mean, where the port is, it's not going to be quite rough, but they don't get super high, maybe a certain season, but that's something I can look into.
Okay, thank you. Another question about do the is English the main language, or would they need a translator with the tour guide?
No, so Spanish is the official language, but English is widely spoken. Everywhere, especially in the main city, in Cusco, the locals, in the tourist area. Now, if you go a little bit off the beaten track, you might, English won't be as used, but they do speak English pretty much everywhere.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, thank you, Soren. You've really opened our eyes. I mean, the colors, the food, you can almost basically smell everything. And then definitely, I think for most people, that Machu Picchu is a bucket list. And I love the way you talked about how you need to do it, because I think for many of us, we don't, didn't really realize that it is going to be a couple-day journey so that you can acclimatize yourself to the altitude. Because the last thing you want to do is spend the time and the money to go somewhere and then just not be able to enjoy it and feel sick.
Exactly.
All right, thank you.
Well, thank you.
So thank you for joining us. So again, we have our list of locations up there. We are here to help you. We are here to advise you. We are local, so please call your Expedia Cruises consultants. Travel is starting, and it's time to start thinking. We have all stayed home for way too long. Start thinking about where you want to go in 2022, 2023, 2024. The other thing I want you to start thinking about is, who do you want to travel with? I think we have all been isolated, and many of us haven't seen our family, we haven't seen our friends. And one of the most wonderful things about being able to go on vacation is to be able to travel with other people and share those memories. So when you start thinking about where you want to go, maybe contact your friends and family and say, I've come up with this great idea. I was on a wonderful seminar this week that talked about South America. Maybe you want to join me on this, and make sure that you can have those wonderful, wonderful travel plans for you. Right? So please reach out to your Expedia Cruises consultant with any questions that you have. We are here to help you start your next vacation. We are going to have about a couple-minute break on this. So again, if you need to refill your beverage, take a little break, whatever you might need to do. And we will next hear from Chad Kolowinko from Celebrity Cruises, who's going to share with us a little bit about the Caribbean. So we'll just take a break for a couple minutes, and then we can go on to one of our polls. Who do you want to travel with, as we talked about? Who do you want to go away with? Do you want to go by yourself because maybe you're just tired of the person you lived with? Do you want to go with your partner? Maybe you still love them after this lockdown. Your family or your friends? Let's see what everybody is thinking about. Oh, definitely a lot with partner. Very few with friends, a little bit with family, but definitely most people want to go away with their partners. So that's wonderful to hear. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, so I think we're just about ready to start. We're just going to wait one more minute for that. So think about the fact that there are, we're going to go back to, okay, for those of you who weren't on with us earlier, we're going to think about what's in our closet and what we want to take out for our vacation. So if you were to try on your vacation clothes today, whether it be your bathing suit or your favorite pair of shorts, are they roomy? Do they feel wonderful? Are they a little snug? Or do we just go, damn COVID, what it's done to my body and my eating habits? Looks like lots of people say they felt wonderful. So not everybody's dipping into the chips and the ice cream and the chocolate like I am. All right. And let's talk about how much do we have to make up for? One of the other questions we probably could have asked is, how many trips did you have to cancel? because I think many of us had lots of trips planned that got postponed, whether you weren't feeling comfortable or they were from global suspensions from the cruise lines. What do you need to make up for? And that we're talking about the next couple of years because we're planning into 2024 already. And the number one answer there is 3 to 5 trips. So we all have lots and lots to make up for. What we often will ask our clients is, give us your 5-year plan. Similar to your financial planner, they'll say to you, what's your 5-year plan? Our consultants will say to you, what's your 5-year plan? Because there are seasons to traveling. There are seasons, obviously, when we look at South America, it's more of a winter destination. Then there are more summer destinations. So let your travel consultant know what you're thinking of in the next 5 years so that when new itineraries come out, they can let you know and you can be one of the first to jump on those itineraries. All right, and one more time, everybody's looking for water, water everywhere, and the palm trees. So we definitely want to go warm and exotic. All right, so I think we're going to start again, and we're going to move into our third presentation for this evening. So welcome if you have just joined us. If you've been with us from 7 o'clock, I'm glad you stuck with us. Just want to welcome you to our Expedia Cruises World Explorer event. You are muted on this call. We do have a chat feature. So if you do have any questions, you can put your questions in the chat. We do have moderators who are watching and will answer the questions. If by some chance your question is not answered, you can definitely call your Expedia Cruises Travel Advisory and they will let you know the answer or assist you on that. So my name is Lisa Antflick. I am one of the consultants at Expedia Cruises, and this annual event is being hosted by our 6 Expedia Cruises locations in Edmonton, as well as our location in West Vancouver. We are coming up to a long 19 months that travel has shut down. If you're on this call, you love to travel and probably want to start exploring the world again. Travel fulfills us. That's why we do it. And if you're like me, you're missing it. Good news is that travel is starting. Cruising has definitely begun. Cruise ships started to sail this past June, and our next presenter, Celebrity, Chad from Celebrity, is going to probably share with us that the Edge was one of the first ones that sailed out. We now have had 4 months of ocean cruising in Alaska, Caribbean, and Europe. In July, also river cruises started in Europe. So the world is starting to sail again. At the end of September, about 50% of the cruise fleet was back in the waters. At Expedia Cruises, we have had people travel. They've gone to Alaska, they've gone to Caribbean. Definitely there were some complexities and things that they had to prepare for, but they came back and said it was absolutely wonderful. They were so happy to be back in the water again and experiencing what a cruise can add. Travel will become a little bit more complex these days. What do I need? What documentation do I need? How far in advance do I need my COVID test? All of that has to happen. So now more than ever, the advice of a professional travel advisor is needed. Our consultants are here to help you navigate and to make sure your vacation is safe and seamless. I'm always amazed when people say that they book their own travel. I just book directly with the cruise line or I book online. There are lots of things in this world that I could do. I could cut my own hair. I could do my own taxes. I could change the oil in my car, but I choose to go to a professional because I want to make sure it's done right. And I want to make sure there's somebody there if I do have a problem. So when you book with Expedia Cruises Travel Advisors, you will receive the following. Our expertise. There are hundreds of cruise ships and cruise lines, and we want to make sure that you get the one that fits you. Pricing. You will never pay less booking directly with the cruise line. Many times you're going to get a better price booking with Expedia Cruises. Our Expedia Extras, we block group space on hundreds of sailings, and we can offer better pricing and amenities such as shipboard credits that you will not get if you book directly with the cruise line. We are here to give you information regarding passports, visas, entry requirements, COVID testing, vaccine protocols. We are here to assist you in emergencies or if a problem happens, and we have the ability to help you plan your entire vacation so you don't have to go to different sources to do your cruise, your air, your hotel, land. We are a one-stop shop. If you are ready to travel, we are ready to help, and we believe the time is now. We know for some of you, you may not feel that right now is the time to travel, but I can tell you is the time is now to plan. 2022, 2023, and some of the land operators and cruise lines have opened up 2024. Studies have shown that 40% of the pleasure of a trip comes from planning it. There is a great deal of demand, pent-up demand. We've all missed out on many seasons and many vacations. Tours and cruises are starting to fill up, and in many cases, space is limited. Last year's been challenging. What I've thought of many times is, where do I want to go? What places do I want to see? The bucket list is now the to-do list. We've missed out on too much. I can't wait to start traveling again, and I know you do too. Whatever your dreams are, our Expedia Cruises travel advisors can help them come true. We are committed to finding you the best value for your travel dollars. We are more than just cruises. Our name is Expedia Cruises, air, land, sea, vacation. We can help you plan all the components. And best of all, we are in your neighborhood, so you can shop local. So let's sit back, relax, and start to explore the world again and dream of your next vacation. So our final presenter for this evening is Chad Kolowenko, Market Sales Manager for Celebrity Cruises, featuring the Caribbean. Welcome, Chad.
Well, thank you very much, Lisa. We really appreciate the opportunity to be here. And I tell you, Lisa, you know, I really enjoyed listening to the Why book with Expedia Cruises. I've been doing this with the celebrity group of brands for the last 14 years. And that's probably the best explanation I've ever heard of why you book with Expedia Cruises. There's so many great reasons beyond just finding a better price. And it's also the reason that I send my personal friends and family bookings to my partners at Expedia Cruises. So job well done. For any of you that are on this web session tonight, it is being recorded. Share this link with your family and friends, because that's all you need to hear about where you're going to book and why for your next vacation. But it is exciting times. We have rounded the corner. We're not waiting for someday to happen anymore. Someday has arrived. If you're on this web session tonight and you're thinking about kind of making your future vacation plans, but you weren't really sure like what the status is right now with cruising, I'm really proud to be able to say that 9 of our 15 ships globally are fully back in service, sailing and cruising with happy guests all over the world. So it's not a someday anymore. That day is here. As Lisa mentioned, Celebrity Cruises was selected by the CDC to be the first cruise line approved to sail out of the United States ports. And that's a really big deal because everybody put forward their health and safety protocol plans on how we can get this great industry restarted. And they chose Celebrity's health and safety plan as the best of the best and said, we're going to use this as the template. You show us that it can work. And the simple fact that we've got 9 of our 15 ships sailing again, and nobody's reading about it, nobody's hearing any bad news stories about cruising. What is happening, though, is a lot of people are coming home saying, wow, that was fantastic. We missed it. We're happy to be back. So, you know, that is the reality of the right here, right now in our world. And it is time. I know, Lisa, you mentioned a lot of people are forward planning into 2022 for their vacations, but we've got Canadians going out the door this month to experience our cruises, and we're looking forward to welcoming you, whether it's this month or next fall. We've got our ships and the great deals ready to book.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, oh, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. Yes, I think to myself, oh, what a wonderful world.
I watched that video and I get goosebumps because I have not been on a cruise in 20 months, and I'm actually heading off in 2 weeks' time aboard the beautiful Celebrity Millennium for my first cruise in almost 2 years. So I'm excited. One of the things to talk about and to give everybody some peace of mind is that we totally recognize everybody wants to make sure that if it's time to return to vacationing, we're going to be doing it in a safe and healthy manner. And so our goal is to make sure to maintain the health and safety of our guests, of our crew, of all of the communities globally that we visit. And we don't take this on our own. We engage the very best minds in health and science to help us get there. If you didn't know this, just to maybe give you some assurance, we have the former head of the CDC. We have the former head of the FDA. We've got a lot of the very best minds in health and science. They make up what's called our Healthy Sail Panel. These people help create and craft a roadmap, everything from prevention to make sure that nobody would ever end up sick, even to be able to get on our ships, a mitigation plan in case anybody would be sick on the ships, how we're going to be dealing with that to not impact any other guests or the cruise. The destinations that we're working with, the governments and the safety officials in all of the different countries that we call on how we'll still be able to call, provide shore excursion experiences that are going to be great. Mobilization, meaning we're responsible for you and we are going to get you home if that's what needs to happen. And then validation, you can have the best laid plans, but is it actually going to work? So this is not a roadmap anymore. This is 9 ships out of 15 that have been sailing for the last few months, incident free. It really shows that it works. So we do have a lot of things put in place, a lot of it behind the scenes to not impact your luxury vacation experience. But rest assured, we take it very, very serious. I think the biggest thing to recognize is everything that we've implemented on board the ships for the health and safety protocols, we've done it in a way to make sure to be non-intrusive, because when you come on board a Celebrity cruise ship, we don't want you feeling like you've entered a medical lab or a floating hospital. We want it to be the same pampering and luxurious cruise experience that you've always been used to with Celebrity Cruises. And that's really what is kind of shining through right now. So a couple of things to just pay attention to maybe put your mind at ease. 100% of our guests over the age of 12 do have to be fully vaccinated. They also have to have a negative COVID test taken within 2 days of arrival at the pier. So, Lisa, I know you made the comment leading up to it that with kind of returning to vacations, there probably are going to be a few more steps in the equation now in terms of preparation, documentation, etc. And that's true. But I think the other side of it is that also holds true for almost everything we're doing in life right now. I'm based here in Vancouver in British Columbia, and to go to the restaurant, to go to a movie theater, I have to be able to have my vaccine passport ready. I have to have downloaded those documents. So even just going out into my local neighborhood to enjoy myself, there's a few more steps than there used to be. And that holds true for travel, but they're not too painful, and they're there for good reason to make sure we all stay safe and healthy, but can get back to living. A couple of things that I think you might like to know. We do provide complimentary free PCR tests for our Canadian guests on the second last day of the cruise, or the day before you disembark, so that we can provide all of that documentation for you, so that when you're flying home the next day, you've got everything that you'll need for the Government of Canada and Border Services, which is fantastic because you don't have to pay for that or book an appointment. We're going to do that right on the ship complimentary for you. So that's kind of, I think, the boring stuff out of the way in terms of how we're going to make sure that you stay safe and stay healthy. If you do want to look at this any deeper, you can certainly look at it on celebritycruises.com on our consumer website. But honestly, ladies and gentlemen, the very best thing, and Lisa said this so well, talk to your professional travel consultant from Expedia Cruises and let them help guide you through this, because there's a lot of nuances in terms of what part of the world are you sailing in, what are the regulations in that part of the world, what do you need for your flights, is that going to be different than what you need for the cruise, etc. So rather than change your oil or go get your hair cut on your own, trust the team from Expedia Cruises to guide you through this part of it so that they can make sure it's smooth sailing, no pun intended, for getting through all of your kind of documentation or health and safety protocols. Now, one other thing before I kind of show you some of what we're doing and the deployment and Caribbean options, etc. We know that it's been a long 19 months of uncertainty, and the whether it's concert tickets that I'm waiting for refunds on, or some of my flights that I didn't get my refunds back on yet, etc. That's been a little bit of a bumpy road. So the last thing that we want you feeling is, oh, sure, if I go ahead and make that booking note though and change my mind, am I going to be penalized? Is it going to affect me financially? So we came up with a great program called Cruise with Confidence. And our Cruise with Confidence program is designed for maximum flexibility for our guests to be able to change their mind for any reason and not lose any money. You get 100% of your funds back as a future cruise certificate to use in the future with us. So the way that this works is any bookings made through till December 31st, the end of this year, for sailings all the way through until next year, May 4th of 22, you can change your mind for any reason. It doesn't need to be because of a travel advisory or any specific reasons. You just don't want to go anymore. Maybe you're not feeling comfortable. Whatever it is, you can just change your mind up to 48 hours prior and get all of your money back into a future cruise credit to use with us at a later date. And a second part of this great policy is the best price guarantee, where same thing, if you're worried, hey, what if the cruise price goes down and I don't want to be penalized for booking early? You won't be, because the best price guarantee means up to 48 hours prior, you can contact us, or better yet, have your travel consultant from Expedia Cruises look after it for you, where we'll adjust it to make sure that you get whatever that better pricing or better promotion is. That's extreme flexibility. That's extreme confidence that we've kind of built into it. And that's what it's going to take to make sure that you feel comfortable moving forward once you've found a cruise that you like. So that stuff out of the way. For those of you that would like to visit the Caribbean with Celebrity Cruises, we've got some great ships in the Caribbean. We've got a brand new ship that we're going to be taking possession of soon. And if you're booking in for 2022, the Beyond is now open for sale. But the Beyond is the third in our Edge series ships. And if you have not seen anything about the Edge series, I'm going to show you kind of a 2-minute tour of Edge series on Beyond, because all of the rest of the fleet is undergoing what we call the revolution to get all the best look and feel and signature touches of this series of ships. So what you're going to see in the next kind of minute and a half, 2 minutes is going to kind of spill over across our fleet on the new look and feel of what Celebrity Cruises has. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the Edge series with Celebrity Beyond. So very exciting stuff in terms of where we've kind of developed ourselves. And one of the things that I want to let you know is during the pause, we did really kind of try and rethink who we are as a cruise line. And we don't want any of our guests to feel like you come on board Celebrity and are getting nickeled and dimed. So even on our lowest lead-in rates, we include things that are important to you. For example, the unlimited beverage package for your alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, complimentary high-speed wireless internet for 2 devices, prepaid gratuities. All of this stuff is going to be things that you don't have to reach into your pocket for, and that's kind of part of our new direction of always included. The retreat, if you've been like me, and you haven't been able to go anywhere, most Canadians take 1, if not 2 vacations a year, and we haven't gone anywhere better part of 2 years now. We are seeing a lot of Canadians booking up into our retreat experience. And this is more than just booking into a suite. This is a total experience of all suites, all exclusive, all included. Yes, it is beautiful accommodations and lots of different suite choices, but also experiences, whether that's your own private sun deck area with the private cabinas or your own private plunge pool, hot tubs, whether it's going to be private VIP lounges for you, whether it's going to be a dedicated concierge to help look after you, whether it's going to be specialty dining in Luminier, which is a dedicated specialty dining venue just for you. And Lisa, I know you know me, and I am a foodie. We could almost do a 20-minute presentation just about celebrities' culinary. But if you are a foodie, if you're staying in the retreat, you actually have a private Michelin-starred chef specialty dining restaurant for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, exclusive for you. So that's kind of a big deal there, and that I think that's part of the reason we keep seeing people upgrading into something like the retreat experience. Now, for tonight, I've handpicked some of our Caribbean itineraries to take a look at, but since we're not talking about anywhere else that celebrity goes, I just wanted to point out we are a large fleet of cruise ships. We go all of the favorite places around the world that people do like to cruise. And if you find something that you like that is not Caribbean based, our offer is going to be available for stuff beyond just the Caribbean. But the Caribbean is where we're going to focus tonight. Just want to give you some scope that our deployment goes a lot further than just the Caribbean islands and sunshine. But for tonight, I cherry picked a few for you to take a look at as we're heading into the winter season of the rains and the snow and the early darkness. It's nice to think you might have something to look forward to during these winter months of exploring the Caribbean. If you have done the Caribbean before, but maybe you've only done the Eastern Caribbean, or maybe you've only done the Western Caribbean, maybe you haven't even seen the Southern Caribbean, one thing I would just like to let you know, the Caribbean is not just the Caribbean. All of the Caribbean islands have their own flavor, their own kind of what they're known for, whether it's black sand beaches, white powder sand beaches, whether it's going to be the marine life, whether it's going to be the history and kind of architecture and ruins. There's so much diversity depending where in the Caribbean you're exploring with us. And we do it all. Like I said, we've got a large fleet of ships, so we kind of own the Caribbean in terms of a lot of choices. So there are some good choices here to take a look at, depending what you like for exploring a port of call. Out of Fort Lauderdale, exploring St. Thomas, St. Kitts, Puerto Rico, getting into the British Virgin Islands. But one of the things that Lisa talked about was the ability to utilize the Expedia exclusive stateroom pricing. And in black is Celebrity Cruises website pricing. In red is the Expedia exclusive rates. Give some scope here. You can go on Celebrity Edge in an infinite veranda for December 26th, so it's a holiday sailing. Celebrity's website, $38.55 per person. If you talk with the team from Expedia Cruises, they've got block on that at $27.60. Anything you see in red is the better than Celebrity website pricing that Expedia Cruises has. You can see up at the top there, $27.22 for Celebrity's rate, $18.52 the Expedia rate. Such massive differentials, but I have to caution you, don't wait, because these prices and this inventory will not stick around for very long. We've got a lot of people busy booking into December and beyond right now, and what that means is that those prices and that inventory are definitely moving. So just keep that in mind. Here's a fantastic itinerary on the Celebrity Edge. It's out of Fort Lauderdale. You're doing Nassau. You're getting into Costa Maya, Mexico, up to Cozumel, Mexico, over into Grand Cayman. Beautiful itinerary on one of our newest and most award-winning vessels. And again, when you take a look at what that pricing looks like, Infinite Veranda here, $27.84 on Celebrity's website and $49 with the team from Expedia Cruises. Celebrity Apex, which is our newest ship in our fleet. This is a fantastic itinerary to take a look at with a lot of diversity. And here you're looking at $34.80 for a veranda on Celebrity's website, $21.60 if you can still get the space with the team from Expedia. So another great reason to kind of act fast. Here's a great one on the Celebrity Equinox. You can spend almost 2 weeks exploring the very best of the Southern Caribbean islands. So almost 2 weeks of cruising, and at the Expedia rate, $23.07. The value's there in spades for sure. Here's a great one for Valentine's Day. I can't remember, Lisa, if I heard you talking about Valentine's Day or anything with your significant other, but I know that nobody's done anything super special for Valentine's Day this year or last year with all the restrictions. But why not get away and be able to enjoy Valentine's Day at sea with Celebrity on the Celebrity Silhouette for this special February 14th departure. And it's a nice itinerary. Grand Cayman, you get into Bonaire, Curacao, Aruba, you even get down into Cartagena, Colombia. So a really, really nice itinerary, super awesome pricing for a Valentine's Day cruise. Concierge class, treat yourself. $29.52 at the Expedia rate. And here we've got the Celebrity Silhouette, another great one in kind of getting you down further into the Southern Caribbean. And that Expedia pricing beating us out at $23.84 if you want to take a look at getting a little further down in Southern Caribbean. Here's a great one out of Tampa on the Celebrity Constellation for a Christmas sailing. So if you want to be gone over the holidays, this one even gets down to Cartagena, Colombia, gets into Cologne, Panama. You get into Costa Rica, Cozumel, Grand Cayman, beautiful itinerary. And here you're taking a look even for a Christmas cruise, $28.18, very affordable for the holidays. We've got some repositioning cruises that you could take a look at, starting in Miami, ending in New York. So if you want to kind of stay on a little bit there, that would be a great opportunity for you. Same thing out of Boston, heading over to Miami. So those repositionings are great. And to finish it off, we've got some great Panama Canal opportunities. You can do an 11-night partial Panama Canal, or you can do a 15-night full Panama Canal, which is certainly what I recommend. I've done that cruise twice, and both times I always think this is so amazing that we can even experience this. Ports of call are good. Going through the canal, it's something, and we've Expedia exclusive rates on those as well that are beating out the Celebrity prices by almost $2,000 a person. So I want to let you know that in anticipation of being on with Lisa and the Expedia Cruises team tonight, we had been busy behind the scenes working on a show offer to make it compelling for you to be able to book. What we didn't know at that time is that Celebrity Cruises was going to roll out the deepest offer that they've had in over a decade. And so what they've come out with is they rolled out a 20% savings, meaning 20% off our cruise pricing. But let me be really clear about why this is so meaningful tonight. The 20% savings is not just coming off of the Celebrity website price. All of those prices in red, that was that great Expedia Cruises rate. We're going to be able to give the 20% off of those special Expedia exclusive stateroom group block pricings as well. That's why I'm saying act fast. They're not going to last long. Now, if we take the show offer that we had put into place and we get to combine it with what Celebrity just launched, here's how it's going to break down for you. You can have those 3 big perks that we talked about. So you're going to get that class unlimited beverage package with all your alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. You're going to get high-speed wireless internet for 2 devices per stateroom. We're going to prepay gratuities for the entire voyage. Plus, it's going to be up to $450 USD of onboard credit per stateroom. And the way that we arrive at that, if you're booking into those Expedia exclusive staterooms that we talked about, there's going to be a $50 onboard credit that's part of that block. If you're booking 10 months or more prior to your departure date and you're booking into those Expedia exclusives, there's going to be a $200 onboard credit. That's an early booking bonus. So you got your 50, now you've got your 200 for the early booking bonus that takes you up to 250. Plus, I'm going to throw in a $100 USD onboard credit from Celebrity's side for any new bookings. That's now going to take you up to 350. Plus, the team from Expedia Cruises for World Explorer, they're going to add another $100 on select sailings for World Explorer. That's now got you up to 450 USD of onboard credit. Plus, you can use that 20% savings to take that off of the cruise fare. And if you do find Expedia exclusive stateroom pricing that's lower than the Celebrity website, that 20% will be allowed to come off of that price as well. I am telling you, for a guy that makes his living doing events and marketing and kind of showcasing cruise product, this is as deep and as rich as any offer has been. Any past Expedia events have never gone this deep. And even if you took away the show offer and just looked at the 20% savings, that would be reason enough to book right now. But the fact that you get to stack all of that other stuff on top, this is as good as it gets. It is for Veranda and above, for new bookings only, and it excludes the Galapagos. And you have up until October 31st to book it. Would I wait until October 31st? Don't. Why? All of those Expedia exclusive stateroom group rates are going to disappear because people are seeing this great 20% off. They're calling Expedia Cruises. They're booking 22 sailings, and those prices won't be around for long. So, Lisa, hope I did a good job of covering some of the cherry pick stuff for the Caribbean for you guys. The offer is certainly compelling. The health and safety protocols are solid, and we've got lots of happy people cruising. So hopefully that's some compelling reasons to get booked.
Thank you so much, Chad. Truly, I mean, the way you make it sound, and I agree with it. I think it's safer to be on a cruise than it is to go to your grocery store. Cruise with confidence, being able to get the best price guarantee, as well as cancel up to 48 hours in advance for any reason. I mean, it's crazy not to book, and then with all the promotions that you've added as well. We do just have a couple quick questions. Question from Jim: if I book air with Celebrity and the trip has to be canceled, does the cost of the air carry over as well into a future cruise credit?
It does.
Okay, perfect. So really no issues in terms of investment. We don't lose the investment. And for all of us, I think we really want to get out there. So thank you. Thank you so much, Chad, for sharing with us your wonderful offers, your beautiful, beautiful ships. Truly, I think we all have a lot to make up for. One more question. How far do you have bookings out? Can we book into 2023, maybe 2024, or is that opening up soon?
So our current deployment is open through until April of 2023. We are about to, in the next month or so, open up the remainder of 23 and into early 24. And the actual show offer is and the savings offer is applicable for all of our remaining 21 and all of 2022. But having said that, if you see something that you like into 23, book it while it's released and the price is at the lowest that they're at.
Yeah, with all the value, truly, I think everybody needs to book 2 trips, one for 2022 and one for 2023, and then maybe having some friends and family go along. So I hope you enjoyed our evening tonight. We are having our second phase tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. Our World Explorer event day 2 will feature scenic river cruising, Europe and Portugal, the yachts of Seabourn, small ship cruising, and Holland America featuring Alaska. And then you can join us for our last day on Thursday at 7 p.m. Oceania Cruises featuring Europe, Silver Sea, Galapagos and Antarctica, and Royal Caribbean, multi-generational for any of us who want to go away, grandchildren, children, aunts, uncles, all of that. So thank you again for joining us. Thank you for your past trips. Thank you for your future vacations. Please reach out to your consultants. Let us help you make your next dream vacation a reality. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining.